Hello. Sorry, I was just sending out all the socials just so everyone knows what's going on. The reason for this is I'd recorded maybe an hour and 50-minute video voice recordings on the 17th, so 2 days ago, which was exactly 2 months since launch. No, we did launch anonymously, and we only sold out. I had notes for that one. It was, I think they're over here. On the 11th of August, so we're looking at a month and a week and a day or two since we sold out. But I just wanted to run down everything that we'd done on the project and where we were going and how we thought it was going so far and all those sort of things. And then when I went to listen to it, it was quite staticky. Someone, because I did it in two parts, and someone put them together, reached out and said they could do that, and they said it was all right. So I might still release that, but it's probably worth just letting everyone know what's going on. So just a very quick rundown, as I'm sure some people have questions. So we launched on the 17th of July. I think we sold maybe 1,000 Penelopes at that point, and we were an anonymous team at that point. And the reason for that was I was still working for NFT boxes, uh, kind of, I guess. So publicly, I was still working for them. I'd been in the process of selling my shares since March, but because we were, properly set up in a UK business, we had to go through all these sort of legal. Solicitors were involved, accountants were involved, and it just took, well, a lot of time to get that done. So on the 11th, I was able to. On the 11th is when we announced the sale. I'd sold my shares, and it wasn't all fully completed. It was just sort of definitely completed at that point. So I was happy to announce that this was my project and I was working on it. Just because there were API issues with NFT boxes at the time, and I didn't want it to seem like I was just off and launching another project when really I should have been working on fixing the issues at the time on NFT boxes. And I just didn't think that would be a good Penelope's look or a good NFT boxes look. So I just said to Pranks, okay, I'll be anonymous um, until the sale's done and everyone knows what's going on. We sold out in about 3 or 4 hours after the tweet, which was pretty incredible. And I don't want to say that's when the work started, because obviously we've been working all the way up to that. But up to then, we were sort of focusing on trying to sell. Right, we were trying to sell out the pairs. We did giveaways. We bought an ape for 4 Ethereum, I think it was. We bought a dog for maybe 1. Meebit, Gutter Cat, Top Dog, Beach Club, a bull. Lots of different things that we gave away. And we ended up fractionalizing the ape. We had a one cat equals one vote plan on, do we fractionalize the ape or do we give it away to one individual in a giveaway? And that was, we'd announced before we sold out that probably at about 1,000, we were at 1,000 sales, and we said, hey, the first 2,000 people will either be in a draw to win the ape or they'll get a fraction of the ape. And we'll have a vote on that, and we did, and fractions won, which was good because we could. It wasn't just about. So in my gambling days, the higher EV, technically would have been just giving away the ape. It's high variance, but technically better value. But from a sort of community point of view, you'd want everyone sort of, everyone's owning it together, everyone gets the vote. It's just showing that people can interact in the community in more ways than just buying it and typing floor. There are more things going on. Um, so that was the first use of fractional, which we will be using for the kitty bank. I know there's a lot of confusion about how that works and which tokens are which, because we have the Purr token on NFTX, which is something completely different. So we will be having sort of an explainer video on the kitty bank at some point to explain how that all works. And I'm sure someone will ask, and I will go over it. The kitty bank has done pretty well. So we sold out all of the cats at 0.08 ETH each, which over 10,000 is 800 Ethereum. And at last check, the kitty bank was at about 775 Ethereum. So we're about 25 Ethereum off the kitty bank's floor value being exactly the same as our wholesale take. Which is very good, obviously, because we haven't just taken that 800 and put it in the kitty bank. We've secured salary, we've got to pay taxes, we paid 40 Ethereum for the profile picture advertising for 2 weeks for everyone, which if you only bought one cat and then did all the profile pictures for all of the days, you got about, I think it was 0.07 back. So you were nearly free rolling already. And if you're in the first 2,000, you got a fraction of the ape, which has gone up a lot in value since. So you're pretty much free rolling with the cat. And we've got 40 ETH to give away for charity. We bought the floor with 40 ETH. We then backed 40 ETH in the NFTX and NFT 20 pools. Our pool itself, the NFTX pool, is doing very well. Lots of use, and you're sort of seeing NFTX are sort of highlighting us quite a lot as a project that shows the utility of these pools. So people don't need to just constantly lower the OpenSea floor, because they can just, often people don't know, but you can just wrap your cat and sell it. People are accepting bot offers when you really shouldn't, because you can always sell to NFTX for a better profit than these bot offers. And what most of them are doing, we didn't actually see it today, it was someone just accumulating for a couple of bot offers. But what they mostly do is wrap and dump into the pool in one transaction. I don't know how they do that. I'm sure there's plenty of devs out there that know how to do that, but it was just impressive to see that it's set up that as soon as that's accepted, it's like insta wrapped and sold. So these offers are profiting off you instantly. As soon as you press accept, they've made a profit. And I'm not saying the value of the NFT is the profit. I'm saying they actually have that profit in ETH. So just, some offers will be legitimate, good offers. You'll know when they're there, though. Say you got a space helmet and they've offered 2 ETH or whatever. That's a real non-bot offer. If your offer is below floor, go for the pool. It's always better. So lots of things we've paid for was effectively what I'm trying to say from that original sale, and that's come out of that 800 Ethereum. Lots of things to pay off as well. Just setting everything up. I know people say, low effort profile picture projects, but I don't know if we just were doing it differently to everyone else, and obviously we have since, but we had to spend quite a bit just to launch, and all paid off, all done, and then we're sitting on a kitty bank, which probably in a few days will be, at 800 ETH, which is what we took. And while saying ETH, I will say I am team ETH. I'm not F. I don't know if that's going to make anyone panic sell their pairs or panic buy pairs, but I've just always said ETH, and I can't see it any other way, and it's how Vitalik says it, so that's what we're going with. The profile picture advertising went very well. We got a lot of good feedback. oddly people like being paid to do stuff. Who knew? Unfortunately, we can't keep doing that because that was 40 Ethereum over 2 weeks, and well, we take 2.5% on OpenSea secondary revenue, and 1.5% goes to the community wallet, and we take 1%, which means to get 20 Ethereum a week at 1%, we'd need to be doing 2,000 Ethereum a week volume and put everything we make back into that. So it's just not realistic to keep it going. Today I moved over the community wallet, which if I just try and look, I think it was somewhere in the 20s. Just looking at my screen to my right, 26.7 Ethereum has gone into the community wallet. So last time we had 200. Oh yeah, I completely forgot that as well. We had 200 Ethereum in the community wallet, which we put aside from the initial sale. Now, of course, it was then voted that went into the kitty bank. And our best purchases there were the Genesis Kongs at 42 and 44, I think. Which now I think they did hit 100, but I think they've dipped to a 94 or so Ethereum floor as people just try to get that huge sum of ETH back. Just make sure they're the next one to sell. So we got this 27 odd ETH, I've already forgotten, 26.7 ETH to vote on again, and we'll be starting that process. We will be starting tomorrow on the charity donation. So we have that 40 Ethereum to give out, which will be starting tomorrow. We'll be asking people to put forward which charities they suggest. On-chain is better, but if someone's got a really good suggestion that's we can't send Ethereum anywhere, we'll look into selling it, sending it to a bank, and then sending it over, and what the implications of that are. And that will be voted 1 cat equals 1 vote. I'll try and find out. We're trying to be as inclusive for Purr as possible, so that's our wrapped cat token from NFTX. I'm not sure if Snapshot allows you to have two, so the NFT and a token. I know it does allow you to have ERC20 voting. I don't know if it allows you to have both, so I'll have to look into that before we vote on the charity. Hopefully it's possible, and if I can't figure it out, I'll get someone smarter than me to have a look. And while on that point, we have a new full-time member of staff to announce. So Poddle he was the developer for our contracts originally, and that wasn't full-time. He had a full-time job elsewhere, but he is now, he's quit his job and working his notice. I think we're pretty close to the last day of that notice, and I think he might help out here or there, a day here or a day there. But then he'll be full-time smart contracts, trying to build out my crazy ideas. I think I had 2 more ideas today that I'm going to have to run by him to see if it's actually possible. While we're talking about the pools, I just wanted to note NFT20. I've been looking at the volume, and NFTX is a much deeper pool and it's used way more. NFT20 effectively lost the battle against NFTX quite heavily, really. It's NFT20 is only used during a price fluctuation. NFTX is used widely for everything, and the sort of the mechanics of NFTX is just more lucrative for us. It incentivizes people to stake, with the minting giving 0.95 and with the extra 0.05 to pick a cat that you want, and that allows more people to come in to provide liquidity, and that just makes it a better pool. So don't go buying any NFT20 tokens, because I do plan to rug it. So we will pull all liquidity, but we're going to make good on everything that people have in currently. So don't go and try and abuse this now, because it's all on chain, and I'll see you doing it, and I will effectively rug you, because I'll leave you with a token you can't do anything with. But anyone who right now, this very second, has zero point 0.1 of a token, actually, I think NFT 20 is 100 is one cat, whereas NFTX is one cat. So anyone that has 10 NFT 20 per token, I will up you to 90. I will send you an extra 90, and you can claim a cat. So you are gaining 90% of a cat, because you won't be able to do anything with that token if I provide liquidity. I had a look, and we were 100% of the pool. We have always been 100% of the pool, and people were just not using it. So it just gives us more Ethereum to use either in NFTX or because we'll get the cats as well that we could put in the pool, or it just lets us, use the money maybe in the kitty bank, or effectively it's just not useful at the moment. So we've got maybe 40 grand sitting in there doing nothing, so we might as well fix that. And we've already focused our efforts on NFTX. They'd already won the battle. Our videos are on NFTX. There's no need for two. Originally, my plan was NFT 20, but then the NFTX team reached out, and they're really helpful, and they pretty much said why they were better. And we're like, okay, well, I was going to do 20, but we'll do both. And there's the thing, they've won effectively. So we'll be rugging, but nice rugging where you can sort of, make profit from us rugging you. You can I'm pretty sure, I will have to check, but I'm pretty sure you can always redeem that cat. And there's someone with like 0.00000, like 15 noughts and then a 1 of a token. And I'm not going to send them enough. It doesn't look like they're a real person. If that's you, reach out and I'll give you that. I'll give you 10 times that amount of ETH. But I think that would just be silly. I think potentially that cat would never be redeemed. But at this point, it looks like we'll have one cat at the very least sitting in there forever. So rip that cat. Whoever picks last it'll probably be us. We'll have to make the decision who to leave in there. And there's been a lot of hype currently about staking tokens. So this isn't Purr, which is a wrapped cat. This isn't the Kitty Bank token, which will be a fractionalized token of the Kitty Bank. This is a token that you passively earn while staking or just having your NFT. And the real issue there for me is why. So why does that token exist? What is its purpose? What do you gain from it? And I've got quite a few ideas of how to do that. Because my worry is, well, I've said quite openly, my worries constantly is effectively I don't want anyone to get wrecked. And I feel like we saw that with the mice recently. So they have a token cheetah, you get one a day, and they had a short-term demand of this token to get a new cheetah. So I haven't fully looked into it. I've pretty much, I'm constantly working on Purr, and people talk to me about all these projects. Hey, you seen what these are doing? You seen what these are doing? And I have a quick look. So some of the exact numbers may be slightly off, but 2,000 of the mice were given out, and then it was scaled. So one cheetah, you could then breed another mouse, and then after a certain amount, it was 2 cheetahs to get a mouse, and then 3, I think, and then they were capped. Now they're looking at breeding and other things like that. But the issue here is at one point, cheetah was $6,000. One cheetah was $6,000. Last time I looked, it could have changed, but last time I looked, it was $200. So someone has been completely obliterated there. Maybe they claimed a mouse, maybe they didn't. So what we're making sure of is we don't want anyone for any reason to have that sort of situation. The team didn't provide any liquidity either, which is often why the NFTX pools fail because the team, let other people provide the numbers, and then they get distorted, and it takes a while to level itself out. In this instance, they gave the mice away for free, and there's no royalties, so they just couldn't really provide liquidity. So I've looked at Banana, I've looked at Vault, and often it's an unknown future utility that's driving the price. And I completely accept that there will always be future utility, because if you don't provide future utility, then you're not growing, right? You're saying this is done and I'll never add more. So there's almost always going to be more future utility. I've got 5 full-time staff, I've got 1 part-time, and I'm looking at a couple more when I can. They got to do something. So we're always going to be adding value to our project. It's not like when this token comes out, it's done. So there will be future utility, but I want the main meat to be there. I want it to work with the current utility, even if future utility is tricky, which it is. There's a reason no one solved it, and it's because it's very hard. We're in quite a unique situation that we have the kitty bank, so we can actually use that to create quite good utility for our token, I think. So that is a possibility to use that other projects just don't have, and I'm trying to figure out a way. That won't be the entire use of the token. We're seeing with most of these that there's lots of different uses. Subducts with Vault have a lot of social things, and they've taken quite a lot from the whale token. So Whale Shark made a token for a kind of kitty bank-esque collection. Whale Shark was the whale. He was well named. He named himself well. He was the whale to buy of the time. Back in the day when, you just didn't have a random billionaire come in and start buying. You didn't have a random millionaire come in and start buying. When we saw, 2018, if we saw $1 million of ETH in a wallet, we were going pretty crazy. We're like, who on earth is this? This is absolutely insane. Whale Shark built up such a huge collection of NFTs with such high value, and then fractionalized it. So he used his wealth to build up a collection, and then thought, what can I do with this? And we're almost in a funny sort of similar situation where we've built up our collection. I can't actually remember what sort of value the Whale Vault had when Whale was released, but I think just with how different the market is, I think maybe a dollar value we're pretty similar at the moment. He did have audits and things like that, so I could go back and fact check. I'm sure someone actually will probably DM me and tell me if I'm wrong. But the whale community had lots of uses for whale. So when you held a certain amount of the whale token, you were deemed to be a whale, and they had dolphins and they had sharks, and those sort of earned whale passively, because Whale Shark fractionalized the wallet and then kept. I'm not actually sure if he did ever fractionalize it, but he created a token that said this is effectively a fractionalized wallet, because it was very different. Back then, I could fractionalize the wallet in 3 different places now, I think. None of those existed when Whale Shark did his, so we're in a very different tech position. So he'd have had to try and figure it out himself, whereas I'm just picking where I do it. So they had lots of social aspects. They had Whale Shark poker nights. They had you could tip other people in the Discord gaslessly, certain amount. You could tip $1 of whale easily, and you wouldn't be eaten by gas because it was all done by the tip bot. So there's lots of nice things that they've done in that community that I think these projects can bring in and use, and I definitely look into doing that as well. It's by no means you're not going to have a have people hyped about a token that you can only tip people and use at poker nights, that sort of thing. There needs to be a meat and potatoes of the token, and I think the kitty bank will go some way to being partly there. And there's options in breeding, there's options in certain rewards, getting ahead of the queue in partnerships. There's lots of different ways these tokens can be used, and I don't want to jump the gun. There's milk coming, Cool Cats. We can see how they use it. Dystopian Punks have Cred. Top Dog Beach Club have Bone, I think they have. So there are lots of versions out there. My plan is to come up with my own ideas, come up with a kitty bank ideas, and the best things that I think I see, and put that all into our token. I'm also trying to figure out the best way to actually stake. I'm not sure I want just owning the cat to get you the staking rewards. I'm thinking maybe you actually need to stake it, but at the same time, I don't want that to be a cat leaving your wallet. I want that cat to be in your wallet, showing you that it's yours. I don't know if that's technically possible, and that's something I'm going to look into. So I love the tokens, and there's definitely huge use to it. You see with Bored Apes, there are people that have made an insane amount of money by buying it. Mint 10 for 0.8 ETH, go into a coma for a bit, and then you wake up and those 10 are, how much is 10 now? 400 Ethereum? That's life-changing for so many people. What if they didn't have to sell them all? Like, when you're selling an ape now, or even a CryptoPunk, you're looking at 100 Ethereum. If you've got two, you sell one and you're like, right, that's okay. But then you're looking at another one with 100 Ethereum and you're thinking, that is so much money to me. Obviously, there'll be people, probably the people buying it off you for 100 Ethereum, where that 100 ETH doesn't change their life. But maybe for you it does. What if instead you can keep hold of it, and as the Kongs are showing with bananas, you can make passive income that way to encourage you to stay, and you just don't want to lose great people in the community purely because of the level that the tokens have got to. So if we someone's sitting on 2 Purrs at the moment and we get Purrs to 10 ETH and they're like, oh well, this is insane. I minted 2. That's an absolutely insane gain. I've got to sell 1. At least I'm still in the community. Awesome. You've just however many X to your investment, and you still feel a part of everything. But then, I'm not saying this is going to happen. So, don't come for me, SEC. No one book it. This is just an example. What if it goes from 10 ETH to 100 ETH, and you're then like, oh man, I can't sit on this one cat now. That's an insane amount of money. If you're constantly passively earning because other people want that token, maybe you have more incentive to stay. And that's what I like. I don't want people being forced out because of the money. And that's not the only thing I'm planning for. I'm planning for every eventuality. I'm thinking about it all. It's just at this point I'm talking about the token. And what I like about the token is it can allow people, I'd say, who become priced out, but you're not because you're already in, but you become priced out staying in. It allows them to stay. And that's kind of the whole point. We want you to want to stay, and we want you to be able to stay. Some people are already, they've gone from 0.08 ETH to, I don't know what we're at the moment. I think the floor might be 0.6. And that's enough of a gain for people to leave. And, that's fine. I've flipped for nearly 4 years. I'm not going to tell anyone, don't flip. Everyone's going to make their own decisions, and money can really can be made here. So don't just stay out of loyalty. Do what's best for you. I want what's best for you to be to stay. So that's what I'm working for. So I guess to summarize that point, the token is coming. Codename is currently Catnip. Someone will take that after I've said it, so it will probably be called something else. But Catnip will come. Catnip will be good, and we will explain the mechanics behind Catnip when that time comes. Because right now the mechanics are 60% done, I'd say. Not like written or anything like that, but planned out. Just that last 40% to get and figure out how to do that safely, I guess, and properly. I don't want, even at the very start, I don't want it to be a pump and then people to get dumped on. This month's airdrop is, so I guess while we've got everyone here, I guess I might as well let you in on this month's airdrop. So the same sort of similar theme to the token is quite often we're seeing pointless airdrops, right? I mean, you know, we all love the art. Club and GMI showed everyone loves art differently. They did a "Do you like this? Do you like that?" But you can't guarantee you're going to like the art of an airdrop, and there's just no way that a single airdrop will be liked by everyone. People know that this airdrop. So this, I'm not talking about the ambassador one or the not for sale one, which may or may not have had the snapshot taken. Both of those, because it's still this week. This month, so the September airdrop contains part of the kitty bank. So just an incredibly quick rundown of who owns the kitty bank. The kitty bank will be split into 100,000 pieces. So we just take it and we fractionalize it, and that 100,000 pieces, we will keep 10,000 of those. Now they will initially be used to provide liquidity for the pool, which, as I said earlier, is something the team definitely needs to do. If we didn't, we would see people getting wrecked on the kitty bank right away. So we will provide all of that liquidity with the tokens and a backing of ETH. The other 90,000 is then split into 10,000 chunks. The first of which is in your purrs currently, one per purr. So there are 10,000 purrs. One token goes into one purr. Then the other eight sets of 10,000 are in the airdrops. So we are going to airdrop 8 NFTs, one per month, to every cat. So there will be 10,000 of each because there are 10,000 cats. If someone burns a cat and there's 9999, we will take the remaining shares ourselves. So not shares, sorry, tokens. So if you burnt it right now before any of the airdrops, we will have 8 extra tokens, because in that scenario, you've burnt your cat, you've brought one back, you've got this token, sorry, for burning the cat, and the future 8 go to us. Now that 8 and the 10,000, when we no longer need to provide liquidity, so when enough people are also providing liquidity, we will be able to use those tokens to reward the community. So we're not going to sell those tokens to, maybe I shouldn't say this, because in however many months we need to sell some tokens to pay salary or something like that, if NFTs die or something like that. I don't expect that at all, but the plan is all of those tokens go into something else. So 8 months is a long time. I have already 2 plans for what we do in 8 months, and it includes those tokens. The last 8 months have been insane in NFTs. So I have a working plan, but if the next 8 months are in any way like the past 8 months, who knows where we are? We might have an NFT as the president of the US somehow. So I've got the plan, and it could easily change, but those tokens will come back in to allow a sort of a recycling effect. So our end goal is that we own 0 of the kitty bank. We want it to be completely owned by the community. And I think it's possible. We will need to incentivize liquidity. Maybe we'll do stuff like airdrop an NFT for liquidity that also has a token inside it itself for the kitty bank. So maybe we're incentivizing you to do it that way. We're not. These are all working ideas, and it could change at any point, because if anyone does anything really cool, we will pivot if it works for us as well. Because why wouldn't you? If that's better, go and do what's better. So this airdrop, you will be effectively doubling your kitty bank potential, because right now you have 1 token inside the kitty bank, and I think it will actually be 1,000 tokens instead of 1. But just for just easier to explain if it's 1. So your Purr currently has 1 token inside it. The airdrop has 1 token inside it. So you're going to double up from 1 to 2 in this airdrop, and you will get 1 per cat that you have. So, and that's the same for if you have 1 cat now, and you just you go away for 9 months, you'll come back to 9 NFTs that contain a kitty bank token. And just a quick aside, we will be airdropping ERC1155 tokens every time. The airdrop will always be a 1155, and that is because it is cheaper to do. Now, if we deem the token to be best as a 721, you will then be able to use the 1155 to claim your 721. So I've said before, and it's out there, that there are 2 companions in that 8, and they're planned. I've also told everyone that the first one is a kitten, and I've also said that we have seen the kittens, and they're insanely cute. They are very cute. I was worried when I first had the artist draw up the kittens that it will be very top Doge. No, is it? Whichever one, I can't remember off the top. There's just so many projects, and I know exactly which one it is. Top Shop Babes project. Can't remember what it's called. It's Doge something. Doge Pound. They've got their puppies, and I was worried it would be too like that. It's not. It's different. They look great. I love them, and they are different when you see them. I'll be pretty sad if a project comes out similar between now and then. But they are the first companion. The second one, I'm not sure if I've said it yet, so I might keep that under wraps. I find it quite funny. So back to this one, which is not a companion. The companions are coming later. This one has the Kitty Bank utility, so it has a Kitty Bank token inside it. It also can be held to complete your collection log. So the collection log is a working name, completely stolen from old school RuneScape, and it's effectively a log of your collection in that game, which says you've got this from that, or that from this, and it's we're also working on, sometimes it gets called a sticker book, so if you have this, you get a sticker, and if you sell it, you no longer have the sticker. And anyone that was around while CryptoKitties was, popular and pretty much the only NFT project that anyone cared about for longer than 2 weeks. They had they had a similar sort of thing. If you had a fancy, it would show in your fancy log, and if you had all of them, you'd have like a nice little celebration as you opened up that page. And in my head, I'm thinking rankings. In my head, I'm thinking rewards for completing the collection log. So it's all about, you get this airdrop, and I want to pull you in as many directions as I can with it. I want you to have to think, oh, I don't want to. Do I want to burn it for the kitty bank? Oh, but then I would lose my collection log sticker bank status. Then also, there's a third pull for this one, which is a complete flex. So if you are purely in this for profit, you do not want to do this. I'm just going to say that right now. Do not do the additional utility of this airdrop. It's made to be Unisocks-ish. You know how Unisocks hit over $100,000, and then people were just like, lol, I'm going to burn this for some socks. And it's a complete flex. You can't get that value back, you just have the socks. Will those socks one day be worth lots? Potentially. That was, Uniswap's sort of big flex. There won't be many of them. Will it be the same for this? That it's a bet on us. If we got to Bored Apes level currently, say, then maybe people would want these just for the flex. But what we're giving away is, well, I say giving away, you have to collect 10 of these airdrops and then redeem them with us, and we will send you a hoodie. Now, the hoodie isn't a normal hoodie. I think it's quite cool, and it's showing the future, in my mind, of NFTs and fashion. So when I look to my left, I see stacked up 3 Ferocious trainers. I had the full set of trainers, I had the NFTs, and they sent me those physicals. So I have those in the office next to me. Then they added utility with Project Akira, and the floor went from like 2 to, I think they're tweeting now that it's 11 or 12 or something like that. So these shoes, I still have them, but I have sold the NFT. What I don't like about that is exactly the reason I made the kitty bank the way it is. Had I made the kitty bank, you got an airdrop of the tokens once a month, it would just drop. There would be an airdrop, and then prices would crash because people just buy in for the airdrop, get the airdrop, sell. That NFT. So this hoodie cat, if we sent the kitty bank tokens at the airdrop time, the NFT would only be about the flex, and it wouldn't really be a flex because its value is kind of gone. So it's a tricky one because as soon as you remove the NFT from the physical, you've got 2 separate things. They're no longer an NFT that represents a physical because they can split up easily. I have sold mine for a profit on the shoe, and I have the shoe. And it's really cool that you can add additional utility, but you're adding additional utility to the NFT. The additional utility will never be on these shoes next to me. That is done. Or if Artifact do manage that, they've done some insane physical thing that I don't know about. But the hoodies have an NFT attached to them that are adapted. So you can't send this NFT, you pull it. And you pull it to wherever that hoodie is. So if I sold this hoodie on eBay, whoever got it could then scan it and pull that NFT to them. I couldn't send the NFT to them, they pull it to themselves. So whoever has the physical has the NFT. And what that means is if we wanted to gate access to part of the website to only people who hold a physical this physical hoodie, we can do that. If we wanted, there's that castle party in Scotland that if you have, is it the Bitcoin Angel artwork, then you can get in, or you get VIP access or something like that. Maybe anyone with this Flex hoodie would get VIP access to a future party at a country club. I'd very much love to put on a party at a country club, but I'm just saying right now there is nothing in the works for that. It would be great to do it, and maybe if you've got this Flex hoodie, you get flown in. We get you there and give you the VIP experience. That sort of thing probably needs us to, reach Bored Ape's level of money. We can't do that now. We've very much given back, and I think that's clear on the chain. So we're not drowning in money at the moment. So this is just me having ideas about how that NFT could be useful during this chat. This isn't me going, oh, this is something that I've thought long and hard about and I'm definitely doing. So the hoodie is a flex. We have commissioned an explainer video because I feel it's a bad comparison, but the scam ICOs had great explainer videos. They really told you about their scam projects, and it just feels missing in the NFT space. Like right now, if I want to catch up on a project, I'm constantly working on Purrs. If I'm having a thought, it's about Purrs. If I'm on the PC, I'm doing Purrs. If I'm in another Discord of another project, it's probably looking to take something for Purrs. But the issue being there's no like quick rundown. So I don't know if you've seen when we were launched on Evaluate Market, Jennifer did a video sort of explaining what that was, and she used to do loads of those for Top Shot, and they were really great to keep up with what's going on, because at that point I'm not a basketball fan. I'd declined my original invite to the Top Shot beta, and then they were like, oh, just come in as an NFT guy, not as a basketball guy, tell us what you think about the NFTs. And I joined, and the Discord originally was all about trading because we didn't have a marketplace, and then it became about basketball, so I sort of moved away, and I could watch her videos to know what was going on in the community. It was 2-3 minutes, and I just know a quick recap of what was going on. So something I'm looking at getting is someone full time to be like an explainer video person, and we've been drawing up a script, and we got voice work, and I've seen the start of it, and it's not finished yet. But as soon as that's done, we'll be dropping this airdrop with a video to explain exactly what's going on, because I know people here now will be listening, and they'll have a better idea. You'll know this hoodie's coming. You have to get 10 of the airdrops to burn for the hoodie. If you burn, we get your Kitty Bank tokens. So that's another aspect of it. You're giving the project your claim on the Kitty Bank tokens, which then allows us to recycle that into the project later. So your flex helps us. And so I'm looking at sort of a loop here where you buy say you got one cat, you buy 9 more. They should be cheaper than a Purr, because Purrs have, after this one is airdropped, Purrs have another 7 airdrops coming to it, and this one is done. It has no more. But say you buy up 9 more, so you've got 10, and then you redeem this hoodie with your 10. We get those 10 Kitty Bank tokens, and the flex allows us to add more value to our project down the line, because the plan is the Kitty Bank only ever grows and grows and grows. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. We've we've doubled, maybe tripled the value. I haven't looked exactly of how much we put in just a month. So say we're 8 months down the line, what's the Kitty Bank going to be valued at? What's a CryptoPunk going to be worth in 8 months? What's a VFriend going to be just before the Connecticut conference? What are the Genesis Kongs? How many bananas are we going to have by then? What have we done with them? Do we roll a VX Legendary? We don't know how big that bank is going to be. So your flex now, which we selected 10 because 10 is just under how much it will cost us to get that hoodie to you. These are high-end fabric, well printed, I guess, cutting edge technology in the NFT space hoodies. They might not be, the best hoodie you've ever had, because you might like something different, but these are high end. I've had samples delivered to me from some pretty prestigious places. I'm not going to pretend to be into fashion. I don't know these places, but when I look online, they're talking really high end, because they supply brands that I've heard about. So, and it is currently priced so that we will actually pay a little bit more than the value of the Kitty Bank tokens. But as the Kitty Bank grows, the tokens will be worth more than the hoodie. So that's how it becomes a flex. So 10 at current Kitty Bank value is actually less than it costs to make this hoodie and ship it and everything. But the hoodie won't be worth that, because when you buy something, it's not suddenly worth however much it costs you to ship it across the world. It's not suddenly worth however much it costs to print. So we had to do it that way, because otherwise, it wouldn't be a flex. If you have to burn something that's worth 10 times less than it costs to get something, that's just good business. So we had to up it to 10, and still, it's not as flexy as we'd like yet, but we're thinking longer term. When the Kitty Bank is bigger, you are giving us tokens to then use further down the line. So it will come back to the community. Say all 10,000 are used somehow. 10,000 tokens, 1,000 hoodies are redeemed. Someone buys them all, or for some reason everyone just wants them. Then that 10,000 tokens will go back into maybe we have a Meebits or a Mutant drop, and that would be 20,000 new NFTs. One airdropped, one bought, 10k airdrop, 10k bought. Say at the end of our 8 airdrops, so we're talking 8 months. Then we would have the tokens to put one token in one of those as well, which currently we don't, because we only have 10,000, which we need currently to provide liquidity. So this is why I have ideas for the future, but I can't currently plan on it, because what if the future comes and we have 10,000 tokens, no one's burnt anything, we don't have any more, and we still have to provide liquidity? Then I can't do that. I have to do something different. So it's there are a lot of eventualities that we have to plan for. The NFT attached to the hoodie will be wearable in Decentraland as well. So that's a current addition to the flex. So you can flex in the real world when you come to our country club. You can flex on the website by using that NFT. And then you can also flex in the metaverse, because not many of those are going to exist. We want to go, we want to be as big as we can. The goal is go big or go home. So I obviously see Bored Apes going much bigger than they are now, and I want to be bigger than they are now as well. So this is in no way me saying we'll catch them or anything like that. Obviously we want to be the project. Every project wants to be the project. That's not news. But if we got to that level that they're currently at, imagine the flex of a hoodie that you've had to burn 10 Kitty Bank tokens for. You've given that value away to be able to wear that in Decentraland. So you will, if we're at that level, people are going to look at this person walking around with this insane flex hoodie on. So, there is a draw to it. I do think people will do it. Some people will just have enough and think it's cool. Some people will think, no, that's dumb. Why would I burn that money? And that's cool too. And some people will just have one and want it in the collection log. So think the just the game theory around this, and we're trying to add that sort of thing to every airdrop. So when you think of, say, the first one that set all of this off was the Bored Ape Kennel Club, the dog. It currently has no utility. It can't do anything. And it is all about future utility. What they did was great for pushing the space forward, and they gave all the secondaries to charity, and that was also great. But I'm sure they will add value to it, but we don't know what it is. As a buyer, how can you value it? There'll just be one day where something will happen, and people who had the dogs will be rewarded, but like you didn't know it was coming, right? So there was no idea of what is coming. So I want to reward people for holding, and we will, but I also want clear dynamics to be in play for every airdrop of our main 8. So that brings me to the two that are having a snapshot this week, which is the ambassador snapshot and the sort of diamond-handed snapshot. These are kind of like what I've just said I don't want our airdrops to be. They have no utility. There is no additional kitty bank thing going on here. There is no additional sort of burn for a hoodie. They are what they are. The ambassador one I have teased quite a few times. It's with Bananakin, who I worked with closely on NFT boxes and pretty much loved everything that was done. And Bananakin still does the boxes. Did a piece in a box one of the months, and does the website assets and all of those. And obviously, I had a good relationship with Bananakin, and I said, "Hey, look, I'm doing this now. I'd like to reward the ambassadors who stuck around, because obviously we paid you for 2 weeks to have profile pictures of the cats. Obviously, if you own cats, you want to, have the cats as your profile picture so other people see them, so your value number go up. Everyone loves number go up. So that's often why people have a project as their profile picture, right? You might be thinking, no, I don't. I have it because I love it. Sure, lots of people do, but the majority, which you might not be in, they'll see it as advertising. We saw it as advertising. That's why we paid. We paid quite a lot when you think about it. I think it was over $100,000 we must have paid. So we can't keep that up. But the ambassadors are vital. Then they have a key part in our voting system. So we still need the ambassadors. So this time, what I've done is I have said, hey everyone, something's coming for the ambassadors. I love it. It's great. If you're in the Discord, have a look right now. I love it, and it's great. And it's going to be an NFT. It's going to be an ERC 721. For this, it is, it definitely needs to be a 721. And I've just got it on a loop now on my screen, and it's great. I want a cat changing. In my head, we were behind the cat, watching them change a profile picture, and it was a still. And then the other day I got sent it, and it was this video, and it blew my mind because I'd asked for so much less and I got so much more. Next time we will reward ambassadors, which the snapshot could be taken tomorrow, could be taken in a year. I mean, it won't be a year. That's far too long. You know, it will be fairly often, but I'm not going to give it. I'm not going to say, oh, it'll be every month, because then you'll be like, oh, we haven't had a reward this month. Oh, we'll just become an ambassador for a bit. The goal is to reward people who stay ambassadors. I don't want people to be able to change just to be an ambassador for a bit. If you want to be an ambassador and reap the rewards. So this one is the first one. I thought maybe people would be like, oh, but I've had the cat as my profile picture, but I didn't know to press the button. Now everyone knows. You all know. You've been rewarded. More rewards will come, but it may take time. I mean, it will take time. It's not going to be straight away, and it will just happen. I'm not going to tell you these snapshots are coming. And the same thing will happen with the diamond hand snapshot. Again, that will be art. That's in-house art. So that's Charlie's done that for us. That will remain as a random snapshot as well. We're not going to tell you when those are coming. It's a similar thing. You know, if you need to sell, you sell. We don't want to artificially drive prices up or down just with our actions, which is why I think a random snapshot is much better, because we can then say, we've already taken it, here's your reward, instead of the reward's coming. And you know, we've got an insanely low amount of cats for sale right now. If I just look to my right of my command center, some of you might have seen the tweet about it, and I can go full left and full right view and see monitor. It's quite insane. By now, if I just click that, it will tell us how low. 351 for sale, which for a 10,000 project is insanely low. And it was already insanely low before the announcement of Diamond Hands, which is why I was fairly confident that we're not artificially, pumping things, because the numbers haven't changed too much. I think we're already under 500. So what's 150 more when you're already, have lots of people diamond handing? So there will be a snapshot this week. I'm looking at the time of the clock. It's still this week. I'm still not letting you know if it's happened or not. So that's similar. Those have no utility, both of them. They are what they are. But maybe think of them like the dogs. I would like to reward people for having, everything that we have. It's just what it is. The whole point of NFTs is connection, and it's taking what you have on in real life with people and getting as close to it online as you can. It's online connection. It is connecting with your fans if you're, a celeb. It's connecting with your community if you run a 10K profile picture project. It's connecting with your collectors if you're an artist. And we saw that with Fuck Render. We bought 40 crystals. Fuck Render didn't know it was me. He asked, "Hey, who knows who the Kitty Bank is?" In his Discord, and people were like, "Oh, you should probably talk to Carlini. That's Penelope's." And then he DM'd me offering me a one-of-one crystal of whatever I wanted, and I said, "Look, I might have the tweet. Let's see. Not tweet, reply. Just, oh no, I'm on the Penelope's Twitter. Well, I'll just try and remember it. I said something along the lines of, Penelope's is to me what crystals is to you. I'm sure you care much more about your crystal community than your personal wealth. And just like me, I care about the Penelope's community more than my personal wealth. That I may have been the one to buy those crystals. May have made the decision, but those crystals are owned by the community. I just bought them. So that one of one, can I run a little, a vote? Hey, community, which crystal do you like the most? And can it be sent to the kiddie bank? We had a vote, the PlayStation Crystal one. I sent that to Fuckrender, he asked for the address, and I gave the kitty bank address, because that is not mine. It was offered to me, but it's not mine, it's ours. And that will, I don't even know how to value that. I don't even really know what it is. I don't know if it's exactly the same crystal as a one of one. I don't know if there'll be a slight play on the crystal as a one of one. Just minted as a one of one on Fuckrender's main address. I don't know. We'll find out. But we will all find out. I won't find it out. We all will. And maybe when I'm doing the kitty bank valuation, that's just a zero. That's just a thing that we gained as a community, not to be, valued purely in ETH. That's an us thing that we gained by buying the crystal, or by buying the crystals. And the whole point of that story is, I'd originally made the bet on Fuckrender because I thought he was using NFTs right. I saw a Twitter thread that was along the lines of, if you see an artist who would be doing art without NFTs, back them. To me, that was wrong. And to be fair, I've always whiffed on art because, 2018, Discord friends, buy joys, and I looked at them and I was like, guys, these look crazy. Why am I spending 5 ETH on this? Let me just keep buying CryptoKitties. Of course, they're going to go to the moon. Oh, that went well. But Joy's then hit 100 ETH floor, I think, recently. Art is trickier to value, but in my opinion, an artist using NFTs right to reward their collectors, to actually interact. I don't want people who just come in, oh, I'm an artist, I'm just going to slap my art on an NFT and away you go. I want people who get involved, they use these NFTs, they do them properly, and they see that this is actually an online revolution, not just another sales vehicle. And sure, that's easy for me to say at this point when NFTs have done so much for me financially, but that's where I see it going. And I think anyone who treats it that way will do well. Anyone who has the issue is, you kind of have to have a following for this to be a thing. You have to be an artist who has fans that will follow you. But then if you treat them well, as we saw, Fuckrender reached out to someone he didn't even know who it was because they had 40 crystals to reward them. And I'm sure there have been other rewards, because why would we be picked out if someone has more than us? That's an engaging artist, and that's someone who's really using NFTs right, and that's why we backed Fuckrender in the vault. And that's what we're trying to do here. We are trying to use the power of NFTs to really engage the community. And the last thing I want is for any artificial price action that gets people in. What influencers have you seen pushing Purrs? None. Obviously, I don't count because I was telling people to buy Penelope's before I said it was me, and no one bought any. So I can't be considered. I have no sales experience. I came out and said, hey, look, I'm going to build this, and people bought. And I'm thinking maybe because people think I'm a builder. After seeing, I caught the bug with NFT boxes. I was the builder. Pranked was the curator, the contact guy. Like I'd have never been able to get the artists that he did, and the salesman, which proved I couldn't sell Penelope's without using my name. Pranked sold more pointless rocks than I could sell Penelope's anonymously. More rocks sold, I think, than until Penelope's when I was anonymous, because I knew he had the selling power. So when I said in December, hey, do you want to do NFT boxes? I was like, well, this is what you're good at, and this is what I'm good at, and if we bring that together, and I hope that's what I'm doing with Penelope's, I'm bringing in the right people around me to make sure we're a success. And I'm in talks with a couple more people to try and bring more people onto the team. I want to grow this team to be constantly growing, constantly watching what other projects are doing and building on that, and then letting other projects look at what we're doing and they build on that, and then we take what they do and then they take what we do, and both come up with new ideas and engage the community. So my first sort of targeting hires are on the community side, on the artist side of videos. Education is another huge one. We see it with the pool all the time. Let me have a look at what the pool is at. The pool is at 0.57 ETH, which you can currently buy. If you buy one pair on Sushi Swap, which costs, actually no, I'm looking at that, it's 0.58 to buy one. And if you buy 1.05, you can pick a cat from however many we have in the vault. And in the vault, we have 815. So you can pick from 815. Whereas if you go to OpenSea, we have 340 listed on OpenSea, and the floor is 0.66. You pay gas when you buy from OpenSea. This one is at 0.66. That might not be your favorite, but in the pool you can pick 815. Yet people still buy from OpenSea because it's what you know. So we need to educate people that the pool exists and why it's useful. It's not always the best way to buy, and you just need to know what you're buying and what is best for you. Right now, if you would normally buy the floor of a project, I would buy Purr. That would be my example. If you would normally buy high end, you don't buy Purr because you don't get high end cats in the pool often. If you're active, you can watch and wait for people to get that exit liquidity, and maybe they put a cat that isn't floor in there. And if you have 1.05 Purr, you can swoop in. And we, as a company, have about 29 Purr that we've accrued in fees over these 2 months. So we put 80, 90 ETH aside as a company, and we've actually, it's obviously up because Purrs are up from when we did the pool, but we can never really access that. If we pull that out, we rug everyone, and that's not what we're about. So I think we're likely to be leaving that in. Maybe we do a push to try and get people to provide liquidity further in the future. I wouldn't suggest it now, but if we need, maybe I want to hire more people and we pull out of the pool and we give people an NFT or something if they provide liquidity. But there's also sort of social clout as well. So an idea I had today with our 29 Purr is, what if we sold our Purr OTC, 1 Purr equals 1 ETH. We say, hey, who wants to buy 1 Purr from us for 1 ETH? Makes no sense. You can buy it for 0.58 on Sushi now. But if you do, we will give you a Discord role to show off that flex. We'll, whenever you basically see a Patreon and there's all of these things, maybe when we've got our YouTube firing out a video every week, once we've got that team built up, which this Purr might help to build, we would have a shout out to everyone that bought this Purr. So you're buying a Purr overpriced now, knowing that you're helping the company, because we're then able to take that Ethereum and hire more people. We will socially reward you, guaranteeing no profit. But if that then helps us raise our price, or, helps us provide value, and then more people come to the project, and then just in turn that ups the price, then, maybe you've donated 0, but you've donated. So you've helped us, you've made a donation effectively, but then in time that Purr becomes 1 ETH anyway. So you've not lost anything. It's like betting on a team that you think will win for a bit of social status that then allows maybe no loss in the future. So it's just an idea that I hadn't actually really run past anyone yet. I was just thinking about the best way to use the Purr, because alternatively, what you'd be doing, if we sold that 29 per, let me see, let me just go, because I've got so many tabs open, we'd get 14 Ethereum right now, which is less than half, and we would dump the price of per 16%. So people would be able to arb, but if we were to sell that amount, per would go down. People would then buy up per and list under OpenSea. So we would automatically be lowering prices, hurting our community by selling this per. So I was trying to think of another way that we could do it. And if that doesn't work, then we'll look into other ways. But I'm trying my best to not dump on the community effectively with our rewards. But I could very much use that funds to guarantee further hires, because we have given away so much back. And you can see that when I look to the MetaMask, we have free Ethereum in the company account, and we have sold ETH to pounds, Great British pounds, to cover salary and to cover potential VAT, because we don't know. We're in this weird world. We don't know how much exactly we're going to have to pay, because when I opened a bank account for NFT Boxes, they said, "Oh, can you show us where this money came from?" And I was like, "Sure, here's like all the ether scans. You can see everything there." "Oh, so where's the invoice?" "What? Where did you send this?" "Oh, I didn't have. Obviously, we don't have your physical address. We don't send anything to your address." "Oh, okay, what's their email?" "No, we don't have that. We have nothing." If you connected to our website, if we were tracking, we could know what country you're in. And then what I tried to explain is that people can access your contracts on Etherscan. So potentially there is absolutely no way to ever figure out where that person is. And this isn't an us issue, this is an everything issue. When NFTs take over, the government are going to have to figure this out, and all we have to do is make sure we have money to hand to make sure they don't wreck us. We don't want them to turn around saying, "Oh, you've got to now pay on everything." So we're just cautious, I guess. We're making sure what we do makes this a long-term project. So we have the salaries, we have the potential tax, and if it turns out right, tax done, you only need to pay this. Great, it can come back. It can be used to hire more people. It can be used in multiple different ways. So this is why I'm thinking about the Purr. I have maybe 4 or 5 people that I know who they are, what I want to hire them for, and I want to get that sorted. So that's why these ideas are flying around in my head, because those Purr tokens are the best suggestions we have at the moment for how to raise that. And I'm also considering a company raise, so selling part of the Penelope's actual limited company in the UK. Not sure entirely on how that works. I have a meeting on that tomorrow. Not sure how much, how do you value our company? Like our market cap at 0.6 ETH, how much is that? It's over 100, over 10 million. What does that value the company at? Would it only count the revenue that we get in? I don't know. So this is what the meeting is for. If it's not worth it, we won't go ahead with that. Maybe the PER makes that not needed. Maybe it's too good to pass up, and we could, really hire out a big team and do maybe, get funds to do that country club meetup, or lots of people reach out with ideas, and the problem is lots of them seem like scams. So the puzzle pieces that you all got, that team originally reached out to me when I was at NFT Boxes, and I thought it was a scam. I thought they were. I can't remember exactly why. Maybe there was a link to a video that showed how it worked, and I was like, "Oh, well, I'm not clicking that in my DMs, obviously." It was probably a YouTube video, so I don't even know why I thought that. But I thought it was a scam, and I kind of passed it off. I tried to be, I didn't say, "Oh, this is a scam, go away," but I tried to be, fairly polite, but over it. And then when they reached out again with Penelope's, because a lot of people reach out, "Hey, we're doing this. Would this work for you?" Because they're also building. what you see is so many people are building in this space without being known about. They're doing things that they don't get huge raises for. They're not doing these big profile picture sales. So originally the puzzles were supposed to be, or they might still be, they were a different method of distribution. So imagine an artist was dropping a new NFT, a new art piece, but you had to complete the puzzle first to get it. That's not Gas Wars, that's Puzzle Wars. And that was their plan originally, but it's quite hard to, I mean, as they saw with me when I was at NFT Boxes, it's hard to get people to be instantly engaged because there's just so much scam in this industry. Just because there's what an artist probably gets more DMs than I do, and if I think it was a scam originally, maybe other people think it's a scam, and they just don't get involved. So then they thought, what else can we use it for? And profile pictures are popping off, community is popping off. Oh, it could be a fun game for communities now. It really helps show what's possible. So what's good about this is lots of people reach out because of Purr's success, and the other hard part is other profile picture projects reaching out, wanting me to team up with them. I must get 15 a day, and I know some are much better than others. But the issue comes when you'll notice I haven't tweeted any at all, because if I tweet one, the example I want to use, I'm not sure I should be using out loud on a recorded voice thing. It opens the floodgates. You go on a night out. How do I say it best? You go on a night out. You go to the toilet for the first time, and then you go in loads. You break the seal, and that's that. Do it for one project. They're all coming to you. Oh, but you tweeted this one. Oh, you did that. So I'm avoiding tweeting any. There are some that I do think will do very well, but I have to be careful in what we do. So I'm thinking, might allow some really high quality looking ones. So obviously, when they reach out, I don't know about the teams. I don't know anything about them. And same as the puzzle people. I didn't know anything about them. You just sort of have to. The hoodie came from the same people, in fact. So I was looking for a sort of redemption of an NFT, and they reached out with the hoodie NFT, and then said, "Oh, we got this puzzle thing as well." And I was like, "Oh yeah, let's hear about it." And then I was like, "Oh, I ignored you guys a few months ago. Sorry, I thought you were a scam." But you just gotta vibe check, go with what you think, and with all these projects reaching out, I'm sure we will work with the cream of the crop. It's just narrowing that down that gets tricky. So I think I've rambled on for enough now, and I'm going to try and figure out how to let people come up and ask questions. I think I've just let my first person up. Vicky, hello.
How you doing?
Hi. I think we spoke last time, didn't we?
We did. I thought I'd make it easier so you could see the requests come up, and then obviously.
No, yeah, I can see where it is now. So everyone else, if you've got
Cool.
questions, request that, because I'm looking now. Did you have anything you wanted to ask, Vicky?
It's about the hoodie, really.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of merch, and merch generally seems to be always kind of, for the most part, about hoodies. Obviously, as a female of the Per Country Club, is it kind of female orientated, or is it just like a standard kind of hoodie? So I don't really use Decentraland that much, so that wouldn't be kind of any use to me.
The Decentraland part will just be a hoodie, but I don't know. I don't actually know how Decentraland will treat it. I don't know if it will make you look more female if your character is female compared to a male wearing the same hoodie. I'll actually ask. I had a meeting with the Decentraland team a few days ago, and I'll actually note that down to ask now. Actually, I think the team are. So if you guys could, team are listening. So if you guys could write that down for me to contact. The way you redeem a hoodie will be you enter information into our website, and there will be the option for a female version. So I guess the issue is because someone on the team did say, hoodies. I don't want to do a hoodie. Let's try change it up. But the issue there is it's almost the culture, right, of the space, I guess. Hoodie is comfy. The hoodie is comfy is the meme. Comfy hoodie. Hoodie punks are worth more. So this is by no means our only merch, and this isn't us ticking off merch on our roadmap. This is us ticking off a part of the airdrop roadmap. So there will be normal merch that you buy from the shop that you don't have to burn the kitty bank for, and we will be female inclusive there, and it won't all be hoodies. The goal was just the hoodie meme, I guess, for this aspect of it all.
Yeah, because I say, even like, funny enough, I do wear baseball caps every day for work, so they're quite cool.
Yeah, the plan is to have one of those in the merch. I don't even know what to call it. Shop. Just I'm not sure how wild we'll go, but I'm thinking most of the things you see normally in merch shops will have some level of. It depends how sort of numbered we go, because I know people go, people love the rare merch, but at the same time you do want people to just be able to turn up and buy merch as well. So it doesn't all have to be limited edition rare things, hats, mugs, all of that sort of stuff. People just want to rep Purrs in the wild, we should let them, right? Free advertising, and they're happy. So yeah, there will be more inclusive merch. It's been worked on. It's just we're just trying to do so much. So I've just seen in the Discord as well, someone said catnip having utility in the merch shop, which is also, that's sort of on my radar as another utility for it. The issue becomes when you think of the banana token, they let you change the bio of a Genesis Kong for, I can't remember how many bananas, maybe it was 100, but at that price, it's an insane amount of money at this point, because that's $4,000 to change your bio of a Genesis Ape. So with merch shop utility of our catnip token, we'll have to figure out a way of making sure if the price pumps, it's still actually a usable aspect.